Hey guys, I'm sorry for this long update or long awaited update. I have not been reading that much. I read a little bit of The Cursed Prince last night. However, I haven't really read much since then because stuff just happened last night. So first of all, I one of my cats left my room and my one of my dogs decided that he didn't like the cat and decided to attack him. So the cat managed to get away and is still alive. He is currently crated right now because he needs to be kept not isolated, but like calm and like still. He's in a big crate. It's like a medium-sized dog crate. And he's being really dumb because I have a bed in there for him and he's laying in the cat box, the litter box. There we go. That's the word. So I read while we were waiting to find out what happened to him, but then I also ended up getting food poisoning from some salmon I ate. So there's that. However, before I update, I didn't read that much of The Cursed Prince. However, what I have read I am actually enjoying, which is really good, because this is either one of the books I got from free from Amazon or one of the discounted books that I got from, or maybe not discounted, but one of those that cost like $3.99 or less. However, I have a book haul to do in the middle of this. I have a book haul. I'm afraid that's shining too bright. There we go. And so I will show you what I got and where I got it. So the first book I picked up, I think this month, or maybe it was late March, but I got Oath of the Brotherhood by C.E. Laureano. I probably butchered the last name, but it's Laureano. It says the Song of Sayer or something down here. It says a novel. So this is a book. It looks like they play music. So, an island at the edge of the world, an ancient prophecy, a reclusive warrior brotherhood. When evil encroaches, who will find the faith to fight it? And so it follows Connor McNear, and he is a disappointed. He's gifted with a heart, but kind of typically he is horrible with a sword. He meets a young healer named Aine, and I guess they end up falling in love. Oh, and he might be the answer to this ancient prophecy, but he has to be trained to fight. So I did pick this one up. I got this from Ollie's Bargain Store or something like that. For $1.99. So it does say Ollie's. I think it's Ollie's Bargain Store or something like that. Then on two separate occasions, I got 3 books each on each occasion. From the like little bargain books at Brookshire Brothers, and I'm just gonna show you which ones they are. So I got Nest, a thriller by Terry Goodkind. I think he wrote Star Wars books. Let's see if this tells you what he also wrote. I know I have one of his books, A Wizard's First Rule, and I've started it, and what I have read of it I have enjoyed. I just never finished it because it's like as big as The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. And okay, so this follows Kate Bishop, and she lives in Chicago, and she ends up finding out kind of accidentally that she can tell who is a serial killer or who is a killer. So like she can identify killers by looking into their eyes. So there are other people like her, and she ends up meeting this guy named Jack Rains, and he's warning her that there are people like out to kill her because of her gifts, but she thinks he might be a killer coming to. I don't know. I explained that really horribly, but that is what I have gotten from it. And it's kind of interesting, the cover, because she tells who the murderers are by looking into their eyes and has an eye on the cover. So that's interesting. I also got White Fur by Jardine Lebrere. I believe is how you pronounce her name. And look, guys, it has a heart on the cover, so if I really want to, I could switch this out. However, and I might have to, because right now, I have to find my card and, like, re-update my, because I switched cards, and so I forgot that my Scribd account had my old card on it. So I might have to switch to this one just because I can't access Scribd right now. But this is White Fur, and this is about Elise Perez and Jamie Hyde are the two main characters, and they meet on a desolate winter afternoon. Basically, they fall in love, and they're next door neighbors in New Haven, but they come from different worlds. Elise grew up in public housing without a father and didn't graduate from high school. Jamie is a junior at Yale, heir to a private investment bank fortune, and beholden to high family expectations. So they end up falling in love. Then the couple moves to Manhattan in search of a new life, and White Fur follows them as they wander through Newport mansions and East Village dives. Wasp, in like all caps, establishment yacht clubs in the grimy blocks below Canal Street, fighting the forces determined to keep them apart. So there's that. Romance, kind of like a either new adult romance or maybe just an adult romance. It sounds cute. I also have The White Road by Sarah Lotz. This is another thriller horror one. And this one is about a guy named Simon Newman. And he is like an adrenaline junkie. And he has this blog website called Journey to the Dark Side. If he fits, he sits. But he's not sitting right now. Sorry. He's about to sit all over those books, though. Okay. Oh no, he got out. Okay. Yeah. And so he's trying to get subscribers to this website, and so he hires someone to guide him through the notorious CWM pot caves. And he films it, so there's a lot of tragic history. It's off limits. The guide Simon hired is unpredictable and dangerous as the watery caverns deep beneath the earth. After a brutal struggle for survival, Simon barely escapes with his life, but the gruesome footage he managed to collect predictably goes viral. So, ignoring the warning signs of mental trauma and eager to capitalize on his new internet fame, Simon latches on to another escapade with the magic clickbait mix of danger and death, a trip to Everest. But up above 8,000 meters in the infamous death zone, he'll need more than his W's, morals, and wits to guide him, especially when he uncovers the truth behind a decade-old tragedy, a truth that means he might not be coming back alive. A truth that will change him and anyone who views the footage he captures forever. Interesting. Fingers crossed he survives, even though this is a character. I also picked up The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This is Bargain Books Children. This is the Puffin plus Pantone editions. I have two others of these. I have the Wizard of Oz and the Alice in Wonderland's Adventures. So there's like the first one and then also Through the Looking Glass. So I do have this. I think Books and Lala talks about these and how she likes them. I also picked up, and I don't even know why I picked this up, but Night Flyers by George R.R. Martin. And this is another one of those horror, this is like a horror sci-fi. And so there's a scientific expedition. It's launched to study a mysterious alien race. However, the only available ship is the Night Flyer. Okay. It is fully autonomous vessel manned by a single human, Captain Royd Eris kind of stays locked away. He must be like a very severe introvert or something like that, because he only interacts with passengers through a disembodied voice or a projected hologram. But there's also like this. So on this team, there's Thale Lassimer, and she's a telepath, and so she senses another presence aboard the Night Flyer is dangerous, volatile, and alien, but Captain Eris claims to know nothing about this elusive intruder. Then this something or someone begins killing off the expedition's members. He's unable or unwilling to stem the blight tide. Only Malantha Jurl, a genetically enhanced outcast with greater strength, stamina, and intelligence than other humans, has a chance of solving the mystery and stopping the malevolent being that's wiping out her shipmates. But first she has to keep herself alive. So this is a sci-fi original series now. Oh, and it's illustrated. So you get some very interesting illustrations in here. I'll go ahead and just show some interesting illustrations. So that was just like the first one. The final book I got from Barnes and Noble, Brookshire Brothers, is A Separation by Katie Kitamura. And this one is another kind of mystery thriller. It's less on the horror side, I think. And so this follows a young woman who is in a faithless marriage, and they end up deciding to get a divorce. However, they decide to keep it private. They don't really want anyone to know, so he kind of goes off on this expedition to southern Greece. He's in a remote region of rugged southern Greece, and he ends up going missing. However, everyone still thinks they're married and in love, so they ask her to help find him. His name is Christopher. I don't think we get her name. It's told in the first person, however, we don't actually get her name in the synopsis of the book. As her search comes to a shocking breaking point, she discovers she understands less than she thought she did about her relationship and the man she used to love. So there's that. So that's all these are. Okay. These are all 6 of the books I got from Brookshire Brothers. However, there's more. Because there's always more, right? So let's go ahead and drop these in here, get them out of the way. I went to Books Outlet and I ordered a lot of books. So, as you can see, there is this box. I showed it to you when my cat sat in it, Ripley. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with the books I got from them. So first off, I got Lemony Snicket, the unauthorized autobiography. I really, really wanted to get more of his. Like, specifically, I think there's a book called The Dark, which is about monsters and all of that. I did really, really want to get that one. However, I was not able to. They didn't have it. I also wanted to get the Beatrice letters, and they also didn't have it. I think they had some of the All the Wrong Questions series, which I think is like in the same universe as the series of Unfortunate Events. However, I read the first one, and maybe because I don't have the nostalgia of reading that series with the series of Unfortunate Events, it was good, but it did not interest me. So this is the one I found. So technically, I believe it's Daniel Handler, something like that, is the actual author. However, Lemony Snicket seems to be his pen names for, like, I guess, kids' books. So we have this one as well. I also picked up An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. I know this is, like, a very short, kind of standalone fantasy. And I don't know much about it. but I know someone who liked it, and I also know someone who didn't like it. So, and there's also a girl I know, or there was also a YouTuber who read this, and it wouldn't typically be something she liked, but I think she, like, enjoyed it. I don't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Every enchantment has a price. Isabel is a prodigy portrait artist with a dangerous set of clients, the immortal fair folk. But when she receives her first royal patron, Rook, the Autumn Prince, she makes a terrible mistake. She paints mortal sorrow in his eyes, a weakness that could cost him his life. Furious, Rook spirits Isabel away to stand trial for a crime, but something is seriously amiss in his world, and they are attacked from every side. Forced to depend upon each other for survival, their alliance blossoms into trust, perhaps even love. A forbidden emotion that would render both their lives forfeit. What force could Isabel's paintings conjure that is powerful enough to defy the ancient malice of the fairy courts? So this kind of seems to be almost a theme now, where you have, like, humans and, like, fairies or fae, or I believe fairies are and fae, and, like, they're not supposed to like each other, and the fairies and fae are, like, so much better. And I know at least one other, I think I know of one series and then another book that I think was a standalone, but there's a sequel coming. I don't remember what they were, though. Isn't ACOTAR kind of like this? I haven't read that one either, but there is this. I also, and this is going to bother me, but I also got Blood Witch by Susan Dennard. This is a Witchlands novel. This is the third book in this. I haven't even read the second one, which is Wind Witch. Actually, this one might not bother me as much, because I think Truth Witch I have the paperback of, but I think Wind Witch and Blood Witch I have is hardcovers. Let me make sure this isn't the fourth book. It's sometimes hard to tell because you just Sight Witch, Truth Witch. I don't have Sight Witch. I thought Truth Witch was the first. I don't have Sight Witch, so I wonder if Sight Witch is like a prequel. I'll have to figure it out. I'm currently working on, or I have to read Wind Witch before I get to this one anyway. But there is this. This world follows, I guess, like, people are like witches and they have, like, these magical abilities. And so, like, there's something called a thread witch where you can, they, like, see the threads and know how people connect and all of that. There's truth witches who can tell when someone's lying. However, it's kind of hard because it's, like, you can tell if they're lying, but they have to, like, know they're lying. So if they believe what they're saying is true, even though it's a lie, then it's like they can't tell. And in this world, truth witches are very rare, and they're very important, and people want to use them for, like, political gain, and we follow Safia and Isolt. Isolt is a thread witch, Safia is a truth witch. There's also, like, Wind Witch and Blood Witch, and they have different magical abilities. I think there's, like, a Tide Witch, which I think is, like, water. So moving on from that. But, so the first book kind of is about, like, Safia trying to figure out how to deal with the fact that she's a truth witch and how she just kind of wants to escape so, like, nobody knows who she is and what her magical abilities are. The second book kind of deals with the ending of the first, and I'm assuming this one follows the second one pretty closely as well. So, I have not read, so I can't really tell you what this one is about. I don't even know what this one is about, because I haven't even read the second, so I'm afraid if I read the synopsis of this, I'll spoil myself for the second. I also got The Cold is in Her Bones by Peternelle van Arsdale. I definitely butchered that. So to protect your home from demons, 1, if you see a snake, kill it, then burn it. 2, pour salt where the air comes in, seals thresholds hearths. 3, stay inside after dark, lock tight doors and windows. 4, pray. So Mila, our main character is Mila, and she knows 2 things to be true. Demons are real, and fear will keep her safe. So her whole world is her family farm. She's never allowed to travel to the village. Her only friend is her older brother, Nicholas. There's a bright-eyed girl named Iris. She comes to stay. Mila hopes her loneliness might finally be coming to an end, but Iris has a secret she's forbidden to share. The village is cursed by a demon who possesses girls at random, and the townspeople live in terror of who will come for next. Now it seems the demon has come for Iris. When Iris is captured and imprisoned with other possessed girls, Mila leaves home to rescue her and break the curse forever. Her only company on the journey is a terrible new secret of her own. Mila is changing too and may soon be a demon herself. Yeah. That's interesting. Also, there's a snake. I have 4 by Paul things, so that's it. So I also got a book by C.S. Lewis, and I think this one is... Oh, is this the final book? Oh wait, did I get all of these? Okay, so I did Adam, and I picked up the final book in a trilogy called the C.S. Lewis's Space Trilogy. I need Out of the Silent Planet and Perlandra. But I have That Hideous Strength, so I won't be picking this one up anytime soon. I don't know what this is about, I forgot, but I'm very interested in it, and I managed to pick up this one without getting the other 2. Don't you just love doing that? So I picked this up mainly because C.S. Lewis. I also have The Traitor's Kiss by Aaron Beatty. So this one follows Sage Fowler, and she has a quick silver tongue and an unruly temper. She's not a proper lady, which is perfectly fine with her. Deemed unfit for a suitable marriage, Sage is apprenticed to a matchmaker and tasked with wrangling other young ladies to be married off for political alliances. She spies on the girls and on the soldiers escorting them. As their military escort senses a political uprising, Sage is recruited by a handsome soldier to infiltrate the enemy ranks. The more she discovers, the more uncertain she is of whom to trust, and Sage becomes caught in a dangerous balancing act that will determine the fate of her kingdom. The second to last book is A Confusion of Princes by Garth Nix. So I think this one follows how follows these people who are called princes. They are immortal and superhuman, and the only way to kill another prince, or the way to kill a prince is by, the only ones that can kill them is another prince. Kemri discovers, so we follow Kemri. So princes are faster, smarter, and stronger than normal humans. They are also immortal. But isn't as great as it sounds. For one thing, princes are always in danger. Their greatest threat, other princes. Kemri discovers that the moment he is proclaimed a prince. He also discovers mysteries within the hidden workings of the Empire. Dispatched on a secret mission, Kemri comes across the ruins of a space battle. In the midst of it, he meets a young woman called Rain, who will challenge his view of the Empire of princes and of himself. But even if he wanted to leave the Empire behind, there are forces there that have definite plans for Kemri's future. I'm probably butchering his name too. So, yes. Is this a series? Because I don't know. It was published in 2012. And it doesn't look like it's a series. This might be a standalone. It kind of seems like a mix of sci-fi and fantasy. Alright, so I have the final book is Spellbook of the Lost and Found by Maura Fowley Doyle. It takes place in a small Irish town. Things begin to disappear. Trivial stuff first, hair clips, house keys, socks, but as soon as it escalates to bigger things, a memory, a heart, a classmate, Olive can tell that her best friend Rose is different all of a sudden. Rose isn't talking, and Olive starts to worry she's losing her. Then diary pages written by someone named Laurel began to appear all over town, and Olive meets these three mysterious strangers: Ivy, Hazel, and her twin brother Rowan, secretly squatting in an abandoned housing development. The trio are wild and alluring, but they seem lost too, and like Rose, they're holding tightly to painful secrets. When a tattered handwritten spellbook falls into the lives of these 6 teenagers, it changes everything. The spellbook is full of charms to conjure back that which has been lost, and it lists a part for each of them to play in the calling. It might be their best chance to set everything back to rights, but only if they're willing to pay the price. So we seem to follow 3 different perspectives here. For example, it says told in the alternating voices of Olive, Laurel, and Hazel. So there's that. I'm excited for that. There's also a crossword fact that's interesting. So this is the last one, and I'm super excited about this one. Alright, so that should be it for my update. However, just to tell you, I'm going to start working on Nevermore some more, The Trials of Morgan Crow, to fulfill one of my reading prompts. So there is this. Okay, hey guys. So, update. I haven't been doing a lot of reading lately. I've been kind of busy, and I'm going to be busy tomorrow, but I think I might put the audiobook of This Present Darkness on by Frank Peretti. I'm currently reading it and watching Becca and the Books reading vlog. This is reading vlog 88. So I'm reading that, or watching that, while reading This Present Darkness. I'm on page 186. So I'm on page 186. That's about good. However, I think, and this is going to be so bad, I think this book fits for Transfiguration, because the angels in this book can change their appearance. So that's technically shapeshifting. Is that like sacrilegious to use this in a magical readathon? Is it? I don't even know. So this is going to be like a month-long readathon. Let's see if I can get someone to answer me. I don't know. Gabby might have gone to sleep. Let's see what she thinks. Well, she's probably asleep, so I will give you guys her answer tomorrow. We shall see. Okay, hey guys, I've listened to about an hour, probably a little over an hour of, okay, well, so it's 4 hours and 44 minutes for, Every Horror Doorway. So the audiobook, and it says I have 3 hours left, so I've listened to an hour and 44 minutes of it. So I just have to listen to like an hour a day, and then I'll be finished with it. I am enjoying it. It's a little weird, but I am enjoying it, and I hope I continue to. As for Chris Prince, I'm on chapter 12. I'm on 108 of 337. So I'm 33% done with that one. And I'm also enjoying that one as well. However, there seems to have been almost like a different series or another book where this information is brought up, because there's a lot of information and backstory that we're getting bits and pieces of, but that like isn't making like that we don't know of. Like supposedly there was like a plague, but like that's not really mentioned. It's just like, yeah, there was a plague and a lot of stuff happened. And I can't tell like how far in the future this book is, or if it's like just modern day, but there was a plague. Because it seems to have like modern day technology and modern day terminology. So there's all that. So I'm a little confused on that aspect. Hopefully it gets fleshed out a little bit more like throughout the book. However, there's not that much else. It's pretty good. The first 12 chapters are kind of like this really long extended scene, and I kind of wished that this scene would have taken a little bit less time. Cause like they're trying to complete some task, right, and it takes them like 12 chapters. I'm like, okay, that's a little excessively long. But that's all I have to say about that. Okay, hey guys, I had to delete the last clip. My battery died, so I changed the batteries, everything's good. So as I was saying before it died, and you guys don't know, I think I've overextended myself for tomorrow. So I have work from 4 to 9:30, kind of in that time period where the store closes, but then we have chores we have to do, so depending on how long it takes us to do them and all of that. But 9:30 is supposed to be the latest that we're there. And then I also have a class that I have to attend on Zoom from 1:50 to 2:40. So that's also fun. But that's not even why I've overextended myself, right? Because, like, that's not even that bad. But I need to sweep, like, the entire downstairs. And, I mean, I feel like just sweeping shouldn't take that long. It's a little bit of the mess, though, so that's going to take a little bit. And I want to listen to an hour of Every Heart a Doorway. I have, like, 3 hours left, so I've listened to an hour a day. Then I'll finish it in 3 days, which is good. Because I have 11 days, like, including today. I keep talking about, like, tomorrow. It's actually 1:16 a.m., so, like, technically just later today. But I say tomorrow because I'm planning on watching a video and then going to sleep. So when I wake up. But it is technically today. So I have like 11 days. Please get off my laptop. I love you. But get off my laptop. Cutie. Cutie, cutie, cutie. This is Ripley. You guys meet Ripley a lot. Because he likes getting in my lap. Or just interrupting anything I'm doing. And ow. Okay, but I do want to listen to an hour, so I finished that. I have 11 days, and I have 2 books to finish, which, you know, if I actually finish these books, I will have successfully completed a TBR, although the TBR has consistently changed, so, yay me. Okay, come here. But I will successfully have fulfilled my proms. So that's good. Okay, look, you're the one rubbing all over me, begging to be petted, and then I pet you, and you try to bite me. Oh, don't bite my camera. Okay. I'm sorry. Stop it. Okay. Adorable cat side. So 1 hour. And I want to make progress in the Cursed Prince. I just told you guys this before my camera died, and I forgot. I'm on page 108. So I'm not, like, it's not like I'm not making any progress. I just wish I could be reading this faster. I think he's being playful. Okay, there's 337 pages. I apologize. I'm on page 108 of 337. I do want to finish this rather quickly. I will try and read it a little bit while I'm at work, like between customers. Technically, we're not supposed to do that, but look. If there hasn't been a customer for like 40 minutes, there's only so much I can do to look busy. There's only so many times I can hand sanitize my hands before it gets excessive. There's only so many times I can clean my register before I waste paper towels and cleaning supplies. So, there's that. Also, like, James is going to be the one working. And I don't think he's as strict about the always look busy. So there is that. So I do want to make that. But that's not even why. Because, like, I don't necessarily have to finish this tomorrow. An hour of listening is easy, especially since I have to do chores earlier in the morning. I want to read 100 pages of The Fate of the Dwarfs by Marcus Heights tomorrow. And I have some Italian homework I need to finish. I finally picked this up again. It's been so long. Look, y'all, I do love this series. It's I love it. The third book was a little weird. There were a lot of weird things that happened in it. And this book does take place, like, a significant portion of time after that one. So you're meeting new characters. And there are still some of the old characters. And there are some people that are dead. Like, just from old age dead. And so there is, all of that. Luckily, I don't think I was super attached to most of the characters that have, like, died out of old age. Another thing is, like, one of my favorite characters, like, died in, like, the second book. So, that kind of made me sad. But I do want to read 100 pages of this. Now, this book is thick. It is dense. If I read 100 pages of it a day... Okay, so let's just do some quick math. So 100 pages would be there, so that's 2. 2, 3, 4. So this will take me 4 or 5 days. So technically, I would finish this within this month. I don't expect it to happen. I expect I will not finish 100 pages a day. But it is a goal. And I do want to finish this book so I can get to the last one, so I can start his, like, spin-off series, The Legends of the Alfar. I'm super excited. So what I'm going to do now is I want this to be a month-long vlog. I'm not going to do, like, split it up. I'm going to try and make it month-long. I might have to split it up just because when I'm trying to download videos to play, like, to edit, like, download from my computer, if it gets over, like, 50 minutes, it like, crashes. So, unfortunately, I might have to split it into 2, but that would only be because of, time-wise, but they'll be posted on the same day. So, other plans for this week. I work Monday and Tuesday 4 to 9:30. So on Wednesday, I'm planning on writing up and recording my review for If You Tell by Greg Olson, just so it won't be so long between reviews, and I'll have a good kind of understanding of what happens, or what happened in this, and how I felt, and all of that. Because part of the problem with my Malice review, if it wasn't as good as the one for the Blackbird, one for the Crow review, is because there was, like, a good, almost a month, I think. It was, like, almost a month between when I read it and when I reviewed it. And I hadn't written up the review previously. I just kept getting distracted and pushing it off and pushing it off. And so now I have this. So I'm going to try and do this one quickly. So there's that. I do adore this book. Or not adore it, it's sad. I liked this book. It was very good. I did give it 5 stars, which is, oh, I don't know why I'm reviewing this right now. It'll be okay. I'll figure it out. But I'm going to start editing the video, because I feel like this is going to be a lot, and I do have some clips on my phone that I'm going to somehow move on to my computer. So, wish me luck. It's like 1:30. I'm going to try and wake up about 9. So, maybe 9 to 9:30, I'm going to try and wake up to get some stuff done. Oh, and I need to find my keys. I've managed to lose them. Actually, I think I had them on my nightstand, and I think my cats knocked them off, and now I can't find them. Tis life. Okay, I'm going to try and keep this brief because my phone does not like connecting, so I'm going to have to send this through Messenger, and it only lets me send short videos. So, briefly, I've read or listened to about an hour of Every Hard Doorway, so I'm on track for that goal. I am enjoying it still. I think it's getting a little bit better. I'm more interested in it now. I understand why people like this series. At first, it kind of seemed a little whimsical and didn't really have a plot, but now it seems to have one, so that's good. I made some serious progress on The Cursed Prince, and I am enjoying it. We finally got out of that rut where they were just doing this one thing and it took forever, and now there's finally seems to be this extra kind of, or it seems to continue on with the story. The plot has gone. So, I was planning on just watching some YouTube videos and continuing The Cursed Prince. However, I got distracted watching one of Books and Lala's videos, I think, where she read books based on her zodiac sign. She is an Aries, however, I am a Gemini, and so one of the books she read was Self-Care for Aries, so I found the Gemini version of that book. And I learned some things about myself that I didn't realize. I also learned some things that I didn't know about I did, but that I didn't know was connected to my zodiac sign, so that's kind of cool. I don't put much stock in it, but there seems to be some things that do link up with, the Gemini. One of the things I kind of disagreed with was the book said that Gemini are extroverts and talkative, and while I can be talkative, I am more of an introvert. I am talkative to specific people, but I'm not talkative in the sense that, what am I even saying? I'm not talkative and extroverted. I just can talk a lot to very specific people, and only if I am in the mood to talk a lot. So, I did make a mistake, and I will show you that mistake, but I'm gonna have to, So, I did make a mistake, and I will show you that mistake, but I'm gonna have to, stop this video because I have to turn the camera around. So my mistake comes in right here with that little green square filled in. So the book I read, Self-Care for Gemini, it's not the actual title, but an abbreviated title, is a nonfiction book. And so nonfiction is orange. Right here, it's orange. However, I saw a historical classic and I turned it green. And I just filled in this green space. And then I realized I made a mistake. So I had to go and read a historical or a classic. And so I was originally planning on reading Voices. I forgot who it's by, but it is a little poetry book about Joan of Arc. And it is historical, kind of fictionalized historical, so that's what I count it as. But I didn't really want to read it, so I just went through my shelves to find a very short, either classic or historical book. And I ended up finding Cry the Beloved Country by Alan Paton. So, I read this, I believe it was my senior year of high school when we were focusing on British Lit. And this book is I don't really know how to explain it. It takes place in Africa, and we are following this pastor, which believe they call them Umfundi. I am definitely butchering that name though, so like, don't like at me or cancel me. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't speak. I think they call it Zulu. Again, I'm probably wrong and butchering it, so I'm sorry. And we followed this pastor, and he ends up going to this city called Johannesburg, and Johannesburg is supposedly this very sinful city. And so we do get like his journey. There's a bit of a mystery in it, because the Mfunzi is trying to find his son. There's also this kind of segregation. The Mfunzi is trying to find his son. There's also this kind of segregation between the white and the, or I guess like the white colonists and the native Africans to this city. And I love this book. So I reread it very quickly. It took me about 2 hours, and so now this little green thing is not a mistake anymore, besides the fact that these should be flipped. But I do recommend it, and because I read it, I also realized it has a white cover. So I used this to fulfill the charms prompt. I don't need the charms prompt, but I did add it to my magical readathon, and I did fulfill the charms prompt. So, yeah. Okay guys, so I've been making some plans, and this is a horrible idea, but I think I'm going to do it. And this plan requires me to read, and I'm going to try and surprise you with it. I think I've mentioned doing this before. I don't know, but I'm going to try and surprise you with it. But this plan requires me to read 20 books in 7 days. So it's approximately 3 books a day, except for the last day, where I'll have to read 2. So I'm super excited for it. It will also catch me up on my Goodreads reading challenge, because, like, low-key, it's been a really slumpy read. I want to read 184, because that's just 5 more books than what I read last year, and I'm 10 books behind schedule. So there's that. But I am super excited to try this, because if I do this, then it will put me 10 books ahead. So there's that. Alright. So it's 3:40 basically, and instead of sleeping, I have been reading The Cursed Prince, and I am enjoying it. I really like it. Certain things have come up, and I'm like, no, and certain things have come up, and I was like, wow. It's kind of weird. There are still, like, all these things that, like, I don't understand still coming up. However, I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait to find out what happens. So that's my update. I am actually going to go to sleep now, because I do want to get up at 9:30. But I might push it back till 10. Hey guys, so for some reason it didn't record the last clip. I must have hit something. And what I'm going to say is I've completed another book. However, this book is not for my magical readathon. I was watching a video by, I believe it's Books and Lala, about, like, reading based on your zodiac sign. And she's an Aries, and I think she didn't truly enjoy the majority of the books. You can go watch her video. I don't know if I should link it or not. I might. We'll see. But I did, like, watch it, and it got me thinking, and so one of the books she read was, like, Self-Care for Aries, and so I went on Scribd and found Self-Care for Gemini. It was like 192 pages, or 162 or something like that, and I just flat out read it. And I learned some things about myself. I learned that there are things that, like, are self-care for Gemini that I already do. A lot of it involves reading. So apparently Gemini are supposed to be, like, intellectual and, like learning things, and so reading is like one of the ways they learn things. And some of the things I like to do, like going to museums and going to aquariums, and the certain kinds of music that I like are like typical of like my zodiac sign. However, there was a minor issue, and I'm going to show you. So I have this. Okay guys, I have finished Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire. I gave it 4 stars. I kind of accidentally zoned out in like the last hour of the book because I had it on like 2 times speed and I was doing something on my laptop. But I didn't like zone out, but there were like certain things that happened. I was like, wait, what? But I did enjoy it. So I gave it 4 stars. It was very interesting, a little whimsical. So I can't wait to listen to the others. I am now only 6 books behind schedule. And hopefully that will be finished shortly. Or that will be fixed shortly. And put me ahead of schedule. Also, I have noticed this small thing, this small detail. Right here. Now, these are supposed to be pink. These 3 are supposed to be pink. I just lost my pink highlighter. There's that little pink there. But if you look, it's almost a solid color. This right here was where I read the series of unfortunate events. And I googled what the genre was because I wouldn't have called it contemporary. And it said action, adventure, and fantasy. So I labeled it fantasy. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did in the last clip, because my phone, or my, not phone, camera had been dying, so I don't know if I mentioned it when I got on my phone, but I finished The Cursed Prince. I also gave it 4 stars, so I think this, like, overall was a very successful readathon, because not only did I finish all of the books that I want, or not all of the books, but all of the owls I wanted to, because I kept changing books. So not only did I finish all of them, which are Ancient Runes, Arithmancy, Defense Against the Dark Arts, History of Magic, and Transfiguration, as well as Potions, I also did Arithmancy twice, but I didn't do Transfiguration twice. I just counted the same book. Technically, I have 8 more days, so I could technically finish. If I put a lot of effort in, I could probably finish. I'm thinking of the book title. The Once and Future King by T.H. White. So I might. However, I'm ending this vlog with this clip. So, I'll leave a note in the description if I actually get it done. Because I'm going to try and post this tonight. Or today. Also today, I plan on reading and posting a different video as well. But I also finished an extra owl, which is, I finished the Charms Owl. Because I made a mistake. So there is that. But I think it's been pretty successful, and I'll show you why I think it's been pretty successful. So this is, a Google Docs I made for my reading year. So here it is. And I'm just gonna come down here. See if I can find. Alright, here we go. Our first book we read, and some of these I've mentioned, but they're not part of it, was She Lies in Wait by Guy Lodge. And I rated that there we go. 5 stars. The next book I completed was If You Tell, which was a non-fiction, which I also gave 5 stars. That's Lemony Snicket, it wasn't used. Nevermore, I gave 4 stars. This Present Darkness, I gave 5. This book was not part. This is the little beloved, or the little book. Here, I will. It's a little book of self-care for Gemini. Actually. Cry the Beloved Country, I gave 5 stars. The Cursed Prince, I gave 4. And Every Heart a Doorway, I gave 4. So, I think this has been an overall successful. Everything 5 or 4 stars, so I think I did well. I think I've done a good job. I'm gonna take this out, edit it. This is probably gonna come out in 2 parts just because right now it's already over an hour. But, enjoy. Meet Ripley again. Isn't he adorable?